What is going on, guys? It is Blink here, back with a new guide. So in this guide, we'll be talking about a few tips of fighting on the low ground. Also, the V-Bucks giveaway is still going on, so make sure to visit the link in the description to enter. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications as I post an Amazon gift card code in the comments every time I upload. By turning on notifications, you'll have a way better chance of getting here first and redeeming that code. Anyways, guys, let's get to this guide. So, before we start this guide, as you guys know from my previous guide, I currently cannot use a replay function for cinematics because the materials are being built very weirdly in the replay function. Hopefully Epic fixes this soon to allow me to have better angles on explaining these situations. So, in this first example, we'll be talking about proper material placement when your opponent's gotten above you. If you've been in situations where you build yourself around your opponent's stairs. If your opponent can clearly see you when you're making the turnaround, then you want to extend your walls even higher. You can see here, as I turned, I placed down a staircase, but there is no way of me getting higher without taking damage. And you sometimes can't just force the high ground push. Now, in this situation, I edited my way onto his set of materials and got him in the back. If you're in a similar situation, walking in behind your opponent with the edit might be a smart thing to do. Although, if he notices, then continue the build up. Now, not every situation is the same. But to conclude this situation, the focus was to make sure you're not forcing the high ground buildup. If your opponent can clearly see you, then make sure you're extending those upper walls to avoid taking damage. One more quick thing you can do is actually double ramp up, and you can actually double ramp up without a material over your head. Simply look down as you run through your first ramp, and once you phase through your first ramp, build it and continue building the double ramp. This will allow you to cover yourself as you try to take the high ground back. This is just a good overall thing to do because in every situation, you won't have something you can connect your top ramp to. So you don't actually need a connection point. You'll be able to phase through your unbuilt ramp and then build it while you're in front of it. So it's just something to take a note of. Now, if you've been in situations where your opponent jumps over you, you usually don't want to shoot because you might be in an awkward angle like I'm in here. You want to build a wall behind you and let your opponent break it as you prepare to take shots. I don't have much room to move around, and there's a solid chance I would have taken even more damage if I started to rebuild. This is actually a pretty common situation. When you're under your opponent's stairs and he jumps off, build that wall to get your weapon out and prepare to shoot back. The whole point of this was not to give your opponent that close range shotgun shot as he jumps off. By adding that wall, it stops his advantage for that second. He's now on your level and you're both now in a pretty even situation. Now, in this next example, when your opponent's on the other side of your stairs, get that floor above your head down as soon as you can, and back away a little while moving around. If he sprays at your floor, continue to rebuild it until he needs to reload. The moment he needs to reload, edit your way up and start engaging on him. You'll either catch him on the end of his reload and will most likely get a spare shot into him, or you'll be able to edit your way up to him without taking that initial damage. Now, in this last situation, I want to talk about avoiding fights. This isn't always possible, but if you're around an area with natural cover like buildings, then you should be able to get away. I got C4'd, and after attempting to take shots, I decided I should probably get away and find health. 28 HP isn't easy to work with. By using floors above your head, you'll be able to get yourself out of the fight and get into much better cover. If you get into a situation where you drop down lower and you can't continue building roofs, then build either a ramp and start connecting those roofs, or place down a wall behind you and continue the run. I was able to get far enough to find myself a slurp juice that got me to full HP. So sometimes when you decide to disengage a fight, make sure you're building the proper cover while doing it. This roof method is actually great to do when you want to get closer to a player that has the high ground. Instead of looking at his fort and wondering when he's going to peek out so you can build cover, just simply build a roof over your head and continue that run forward. Well guys, that's it for this guide. Hope it can help some people out. A like and a sub will be greatly appreciated as it does help me out a lot. Anyways guys, thanks for watching and hope you have a great rest of your day and night, and I'll see you on the next one.